In this video, I want to show you how you can get dramatic portraits using just one light. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I want to show you how you can edit and also color grade the portraits. Without wasting your time, I'm just going to set up right now and explain the whole setup so you can do it yourself. For my key lights, I'm just going to be using the Godox 8600 BM. For the modifier, I'm going to be using a beauty dish. It is small modifier. Since I'm going for that dramatic feel, I think this is going to be perfect for it. Now, as you can see, this is my setup right here. So this my beauty dish right here is placed on my 8600 BM. And for my camera, I'm using the Nikon Z5 and I pair this camera with the 85mm 1.8 Nikon lens. And to control this light right here, I'm going to be using the Godox S22 trigger for Nikon. So let's start shooting. Before I start shooting, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to connect my Nikon camera to this my tablet right here. So I'm going to be using this tablet to control my camera. Let me just do that right now. So if you look at this tablet right now, you can see wherever this camera sees is what I'm going to be seeing on this tablet like this. All right, so I've successfully connected this my Nikon camera to my tablet. So after setting up my camera, I'm just going to take a test shot without my lights and see what I'm going to get. So I'm just going to take a shot right now and show you guys. So these shots we got, as you can see, everything is pitch black. There's nothing showing. Everything is black because my light right here is turned off. So I'm just going to turn this light on right now and take another shot and see what we are going to get. Let me also confirm if my trigger is on. Okay, I'm going to turn on my trigger right now and take a shot. All right, so this is the shot we got. It's not bad, but I feel I still want the background to look a little bit dark. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add grid to this light right here to make the background pitch black. So I'll put my grid on the lights like this because I don't want any lights to spill on the background. I want everything to be black on the background. All right, so I'm going to take another shot again. Let's see what we are going to get. All right, so this is the shot right here. Now let me quickly show you guys my settings. Now for this image right here, I'm just going to put my camera to this my screen right here so you can actually see the settings. So as you can see for this, my shutter speed is on 1/200 of a second. I'm using f7.1 because I want everything to be sharp and I still want to have details. And my ISO is on 100. My white balance is on auto. So those are my settings. Right now, I'm just going to stand and just take a shot and see what we can come up with. All right. Oh, this image are really looking good. So that is how you can get dramatic portraits using just one light setup. Now I'm going to switch this modifier to a bigger softbox so you can try another lighting setup. But before I do that, what if you want to separate yourself from the background a little bit? Because if you look at this image right here, it looks as I'm blending with the background and I just want to give myself a little bit of separation. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to introduce this my V1 speed light right here and just place it at the back to get a decent rim light to create that separation. So I just introduced the Godox V1 speed light and this is what I'm going to be using to separate myself from the background. With this my rim lights on and also my key lights on, I'm just going to take a shot right now so we can see what we are going to get. All right, so you can see we have that separation on this image, but I feel this light right here is too much and also this light right here is spilling to the background. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move my key lights inside a little bit. And by the way, for my power of my key lights, I'm using 1/8. While this one right here at the moment is on 1/16, and I feel the power of this light is too much. So I'm going to take this light to 1/128, which is the lowest power. That's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm not going to come to my group B and change the power of my field lights or my rim lights to create a separation to 1/128, which is the lowest power. While my key light, which is this 8600 BM, is still on 1/8. All right, so I'm going to take another shot right now and see what we are going to get. This should look better. All right, so you can see that bit of separation I have right now. I think it's looking good. I like it like this, but I'm going to move it to the front a little bit. Now I'm just going to take pictures and just pose, do whatever I want to do, and let's see what you can get. So basically, these are the light setup I used to get that dramatic headshot. So my 8600, which is my key light. Now this fill light right here is optional. You can choose to use it or not. But I just use it to create a separation between myself and the background and just add a little bit on my edges like that. Basically, that is how you can do it. Now what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to change this modifier to a bigger softbox so I can get a full picture of me. Now let's switch to a bigger softbox so I can show you how to get soft light and also make it look dramatic. Now for this setup, we're going to be using the Godox 180 softbox. So this is a very big softbox, and that is what we are going to be moving. In fact, this is a huge softbox. So if you want a soft light, or you want to use just one light for your studio and you have space, this is the softbox I actually recommend. Now I'm just going to put my lights inside this huge modifier. I'm going to take a picture without the grid for now, and I'm going to add a grid so you can see the difference between grid and without the grid. Right now, set up my light, and this is the only light we are going to be using for now. This huge Godox 180 centimeter softbox right here, that's what I'm going to be using. And the power of my light is still on, let me see, over 8. So the same power of my light, same settings as I did with the other softbox. I'm not changing my camera settings, so I just want to take a picture right now and see what we are going to get. This is really good. I like the position of the lights, I like the camera settings, I like everything, I like the light settings. So what I'm going to do right now, you can see how this background is looking right now. If I want to make this background a bit dark, I'm just going to add grid to this softbox and just make it more dramatic. So I'm going to do that right now so you can see the difference. This is the grid. Now as you can see, I've added the grid to this light right now. Now the only reason I added this grid is going to be directional. Now this light is not going to spill on the background anymore. I'm just going to take another shot so you can see what we are going to get. As you can see, it's not looking a bit too dark. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the position of this light and just move it towards me a little bit. Maybe take it up a bit as well. And since it's looking a little bit dark, I'm going to angle it towards me because it's going to be more directional like that, like this. And I'm going to change the power of this light from 1/8 to, let's say, 1/4. Let's see. So the power of this light right now is on 1/4, and I've just angled it towards me. So I'm going to take a picture right now. Let's see what we are going to get. Now, I like this one like this. The background is dark and my face is clearly visible and it's looking dramatic. The only thing I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to shift this light closer to me a little bit. Angle it towards me a little bit more. Better. Then just take me shot again and see. This is it right here. So this is the shot I want right here. I've gotten it. So what I'm going to do, if I still want to create a bit of separation between me and my background, I can just turn this light on and put it on the lowest power. Once it's on the lowest power, let me just pause and snap away. Now as you can see, I feel this light is looking a bit too much. So I want to take this light to the lowest power because I feel it's too bright. So let me just change it from the trigger. Now the power of this light is on 1/28. I want to take another shot and let's see. All right, now this is good. You can see how subtle the rim light is right now. It's just creating that separation on the side. One light and a few lights just separate us between the background. So what I'm going to do right now, I like my settings, and by the way, my settings are still the same. I did not change it. My shutter speed is on 1/200 of a second. My aperture is on 1.7 and my ISO is on 100. My white balance is on auto. So I'm just going to start snap right now and let's see what we can come up with. Now let's say you can use just one light to get really cool dramatic shots for your next portrait. Now let me jump into my laptop and show you how I edited this picture and also how I color coded these pictures. Instead of capture one to edit these pictures, I'm just going to select this particular one to edit. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to do my basic adjustments. Just maybe reduce the highlight a bit, open up the exposure a little bit, maybe add a bit of warmth like so. and I'm good. So that's all I'll do inside of capture one. See the before and the after, the before and the after. After that, I'm just going to right click on edit suite and click on Adobe Photoshop and click on edit variant. So I'm not going to be wasting time with this edit. It's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate my background layer by pressing on Command J and just crop this image 4x5, put it in the middle like this, and just use generative expand to expand the frame for us. Yeah, so see the before and the after. Now I'm just going to use retouch for me to just retouch this image. So I'm going to click on my action and just click on retouch for me right here. And retouch for me will automatically remove the blemishes from this image and also try to do the micro dodge and burn and just make the image look smooth. See the before and the after. But I feel the dodge and burn is too much, so I'm going to come to the retouch for me group and just reduce the dodge and burn like so. But the blemishes remover, I like it. It's looking good. See the before and the after. Now I'm just going to use Reblum to just do a bit of skin retouching as well. So to use Reblum, I want to create a stamp visible layer by pressing on Command Option Shift E. And just come to filter again, click on Reblum and click on Reblum retouch right here. And it's just going to smooth the image for us even more. But it's still going to leave the textures. As you can see, we still have textures on this image. Now see the before and the after. But I feel this image is not losing more texture. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this refine, click on the face, and just take the texture down a bit to still have more textures to the image. And just come to the general, reduce the dodge and burn a little bit to still make the image look natural. So that this works for me, I'm going to click on OK. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I just want to pop the eyes a little bit. So I'm going to click on my adjustments, click on curves adjustments, and just take this part up like this to add brightness, and just invert it by pressing on Command I or Control I. Pick my brush tool, switch to a white brush, zoom in, and just brush on this catch light and also this part of the eyes just to make it pop and a little bit brighter like that. Now take a look at the eyes. See the before and the after, the before and the after, a whole lot better. Now to color grade this image, I want to create a stamp visible layer by pressing on Command Option Shift A, come to filter, come to camera raw, and just maybe come to the calibration and just push the colors of the blue primary up like this, and come to the vibrance, take the vibrance up like this, and I want to click on OK. Now to get that bluish cinematic color, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to my adjustment again, click on my color lookup, click on this load 3D LUTs. Now these are Photoshop inbuilt LUTs. You don't have to buy any LUTs. The LUT is inbuilt Photoshop. You should see it on your own Photoshop as well. So just select this foggy night right here, and it's going to open for you like this. Now obviously this is too much. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to reduce the opacity until I feel it's okay. Now I think like this works for me. See the before and the after, the before and the after. Now I'm going to add a bit of contrast to this image. So I'm going to come to my adjustments, come to my levels, and just push this part inside to add contrast like that. So that is how I did this color grading for this image. Now let me just group everything so you can see where we started from and where we are right now. So see the before and the after, the before and the after. Now you can see how easy it is to create dramatic portraits using just one light, and how easy it is to edit this particular image. Now if you want me to do more videos like this, let me know in the comment section. And if you want to learn how to retouch your image from start to finish, you can check out this video right here. I'll see you guys in my next one. Stay creative.